Have you seen the poster for this movie? Like the one sheet?
Depends. I've seen a poster, like the one where it has the five women on it.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
I don't hate all of it. I don't like the mom on it. She feels the most out of place on that
I
poster.
I hate it completely. This looks like a situational comedy. You know what I mean? Like it does not present the product well.
I mean, the other one is a bullet that has not mushroomed or anything going through a milkshake with a blood stain on it.
Oh, like
Or
the
another
bullet.
one where a different size bullet is going through a cherry on top of a milkshake.
Yeah, I get it. Jesus.
Yeah,
Like
those
kind
are.
of being a bit of an ensemble cast as it turns into like midway through. I'm just like, this is you guys thought this was okay?
Yeah.
We didn't think, sir.
Netflix is like, listen, we just take a bunch of screenshots and do the rest of our shit with that. We really kind of don't give two fucks about
Yeah.
the poster because it's not going up anywhere, you know?
But still, man, like if you're
It's
gonna
like the.
create,
Go ahead.
I mean, do it or don't. You know what I mean? Do it like go all out. Don't just Photoshop everybody together. I know they didn't get together and take these fucking pictures. You know what I mean? This is just images
I
you
don't
guys
know.
have slapped together, and now you want to do little single sheets of them, like character posters, like a Marvel movie, and like
Yeah, that's
just try.
no, that's
Just
I mean,
try.
that's the Netflix way, though, dude. It's
Yeah, but
just
try. No, but try. Like I don't.
that's
If
the
that's
Netflix way.
just try. Like
That little girl's in the new Dungeons and Dragons, Kevin.
yeah, a little girl was the Stuber before the other guy or something, or My Spy or whatever.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was My Spy. That was after Stuber.
But
She's
before,
also she's also got some Marvel money coming as New Warriors and Avatar 2.
absolutely uninterested.
Oh
Um,
yeah, no.
Blue fucking cat planet where cat people are just fucking. It's
I
probably
know.
dude. It probably smells like piss in a litter box. But I don't want to go there.
It smells like a clammy jungle with piss in it because it's a very tropical planetary environment.
I mean, I'd rather let's movie than talk about any blue cat people.
Good evening. We are here to talk to you about Gunpowder Milkshake,
Your dietary intake.
your dietary intake,
You
of
lactose boy.
Gunpowder and milkshakes. As Kevin just kicks and screams, "Hello, Kevin!" Just kicking and screaming into the intro. Before
That's right. I'm here, Dustin.
He's
Sometimes I
here.
drink shakes real fast and it hurts my tummy.
Yeah, talking about the 2021 rated R Netflix. The U.S. Netflix release of Gunpowder Milkshake. This has got Canal Plus, Canal everything all over it, and like fucking 15 divisions of Canal produce this shit everywhere else. Directed by, bear with me, everyone, Navat Papashuado. Papushado. Yeah, close as I'm gonna get. And written by him as well, and co-written by Ehud Lavisky, starring one Karen Gillian, who assholes will know from her Marvel movie as Nebula, but true Whovians, or Who heads as Kevin likes to call us, will know her from Doctor Who. Lena Headey, sorry. Dread, that's all you need to know her from. And then Michelle Yeoh, where you fucking better know her from everything she was in. Just going to put it that way. And Paul Giamatti, fucking, how do you not know Paul Giamatti? Angela Bassett as well. Fucking, you know Angela Bassett. Don't even pretend. and Carla Gugino, who's been in a lot of shit, and you can just figure it out. So
Spy Kids.
the Spy Kids?
Wasn't she the Spy Kids mom or something?
Oh no, no, that was on Antonio Banderas' wife at the time, who looks similar to her but is not her. So you would actually know her from Jet. She's done a lot of TV series recently. That's one. But she was also in Sucker Punch.
Yikes.
As Dr. Vera Gorski. And for some weird reason, when this movie came out, that's all anyone wanted to talk to her about. They're like, we know you've done like 17 things since then. No, I'm still going. 29 things since then. But let's talk about Sucker Punch. So
I would greet her and hug her and go, I'm sorry about Sucker Punch.
I'm sorry about Sucker Punch. So, yeah.
It's terrible. She's like, I know, I was there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't even know why people keep asking me about it. It's just like, I'd like to forget it. Just move on with my damn life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of our big old.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people, but yeah, that's kind of like the big names there. So the aforementioned Karen Gillan is Sam, and she is our lead character. There's a younger version of her that I think is well casted, played by Freya Allen, and you'll know her from the Witcher series. Oh, and I guess I'm leaving off.
Not enough bathing in the Witcher series. Just like the game, I want to see him get buff and nude and scrub his junk.
He's like, listen, I pitched it. They just won't let me. And then we have Chloe Coleman, who you'll know from My Spy and probably just like everything in the future, because she's apparently the hottest actress in terms of popularity in Hollywood right now. So,
you know, Dustin, I'm going to go ahead and jump in here and say I was very disappointed initially by this movie because I thought this was about Milkshake bringing my boys to the yard. Didn't start off that way. I thought it was like a biopic about that song. In the Gunpowder was all the boom boom that shit caused. Everyone was just blowing up because it was hot fire. And yeah, it was something completely different. It's almost this neo-noir kind of comic book-y, fluency, Lucky Number 11. I've seen some movies like Quentin Tarantino likes to write-ish type of vibe going on. And I was like, oh, this is totally not real Smoking Aces where everyone's kind of a character and there's a lot of use of color and cinematography and framing. All the colors mean something. While the editing does come off not as strong as I think the movie needed it to be, especially in the beginning, to kind of accentuate a lot of the framing and the work that they put in visually. I think the editing needed to be a lot tighter to kind of just punch in and drive home some of these looks, actions, glares, blocking of shots. I think was probably one of my only gripes, I guess. And except for the first 10, 15 minutes where I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, no. I received a message from Kevin saying, what the fuck is this? And I was like, we're going to be on opposite spectrums of this movie because I rather enjoyed what I watched.
In the very beginning, the movie does not hold your hand until what it's trying to present to you and for you. It's very
that though.
And so here's my biggest takeaway. Sam as the main character, she's very stiff, like very like rigor mortis when she speaks and delivers, and I'm like, well, okay, let me see what your character does. Let me see where this is coming from. But then it just really in the first 10, 15 minutes, everyone's very stiff. And I'm like, is this a play? Are you guys, how are you? It feels very like there's no flow. It's very just clumsy. It feels like to me. And then
this is Navat's first big movie. Like this is his big movie, you know.
And I could tell. So, and I could see, I felt like they was focusing on the visual aspects more than kind of getting performances out of them. It's like, oh, you're just an assassin killer girl. You don't need to have charisma, charm, or something like. I was like, but she seems to have it. But I feel
Oh,
like you're stifling it. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna jump in here because yes, I did have a problem with Karen Gillian because she is, honest to God, a phenomenal actress. Like, I just adore when she's allowed to like act. And this
Right.
movie, I feel like everyone in this movie that had more than like a few shitty lines of dialogue, like the
Mhm.
boneheads later on, I feel
Mhm.
like they were well placed because they really only had a couple things to say. But like even Jim McAllister, who's introduced later as well, everyone feels like they are being forced to give a certain type of performance and dead onto the script. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's where the stiffness comes from, not
Yeah.
from the actual actor's abilities, but from the director being like, "No, we're going to do that again and you
Yeah.
got to just
Verbatim
tone
off
it
of the
down
script.
verbatim. Do the
You had
tone I'm telling you,
Yeah, don't
nothing
punch it
more."
up. Don't make it yours. And that's what I felt like. It felt
Exactly.
very like that's what I mean, like a grade school play reciting. They're just reciting back. They're not acting.
And
They're
I
just
still feel
pantomiming.
like yeah, and I still feel like there was times where like you can really see Karen, like her acting
No, it
abilities like
sneaks
shine
out. It
through
sneaks out,
despite
and
of
then it
it, you
gets
know.
crushed in the next scene or the next edit. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's almost they're just like, whoa, time out.
For sure.
What are you doing? You acting over there? I will fuck you up.
Yeah,
Just like, whoa, whoa.
even the little girl, Emily is her character name. I forget, or Chloe or whatever her real name is, but like I feel like she's actually a very competent child actress. You know, she was very
Mhm.
aware, but there was times where it was just like, did you want her to come off like she shouldn't be in the fucking movie? Because that's what you're kind of doing right now, movie. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So, I really enjoyed this movie. I do think a lot of people are like, I've already seen it. People are just calling it like female John Wick, like John Wick with, a female ensemble, which I think is really unfortunate because John Wick is pulling from all the things you listed, Kevin,
Right.
and this just happens to have come after that thing, and so it's just getting. It's like, oh, it's I'm glad you left those credits because I think that does more to show the tone of and style of the movie than just saying, "Oh, this is John Wick," because it really wasn't to me at all. It's just
I
like,
don't think
oh,
it's
they both
John Wick
happen
at
to be about
all.
assassins, but
Not
yeah, no,
tonally,
exactly. Well, I mean, with like
visually.
the
I think it's a. I think maybe yeah. You're like, oh, this person kills for money.
yeah,
That's
well,
about it.
and there's this organization running shit, and then
But
there's
that's
this
the
other
assassin
place that's a
trope,
safe
dude.
haven.
You can't
Exactly,
fuck
and
that cat any different way. It's
yeah,
like that's it. You sign up for the assassin gimmick. There's only so many ways you can slice that pie. So
exactly. Like you
like
either are gonna, and it almost always you're to make the assassin likable, you have to have them portrayed and do something good, so that
no,
you,
they have to earn their humanity back
yeah,
because they have to earn something that makes them like. The audience has to go, man, I thought you were just this cold-blooded killing machine.
yeah,
Oh, but now there's layers to you. May
exactly,
I journey with you through your growth?
exactly. And I will say that was probably the most tired part of the movie because that is very predictable. Like the minute it was introduced, I was like, okay, I know. Sorry, movie, but I know everywhere you're going with this. Like, there's no twist that you can present that I'm not gonna see coming. Like, you're just not. You're not gonna present. Oh, the mom's alive. Oh shit. Yeah, no, I 1,000% saw that coming. I even was able to call which character was going to die just based off the poster. I was like, you die. And then sure as shit, that
Well,
character
just
died.
based
I
off
was
the
like,
way they're
all right.
introduced in the movie and how you can tell who's going to do what based off the scenes they share. Like,
Oh
there's
yeah,
nothing that's going to swerve you here. It's just, it's kind of par for course. Well, they do
exactly.
have some creative elements within it.
Yeah, I
If
still
you're a,
enjoyed the overall world it created, and the actors. Like, I still like the actors. Like even the times when they're stiff, they were still enjoyable. I liked the firm. I liked the other gang, the McAllister gang. I liked the Boneheads. I like the haunted Halloween guys. I like that we didn't see their fucking faces. They were the monster gang. That was it. And those masks were fucking incredible.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it has moments. Like the movie is based off a series of moments that will stick out and are memorable. It's not just this blur of fights and clunkiness. It's just there's memorable moments, like the fight in the bowling alley. I think is actually kind of terrible with like the suitcase and stuff. And I was really worried. I was like, is this the kind of choreography I'm going to get for this whole movie? Because this isn't good. It's not. And they're trying to work in the suitcase and the bowling ball gimmick, but you don't really see the character kind of come out, I guess, until she gets the jacket. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, it's real, like, some Ryan Gosling Scorpion jacket shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, totally. I was just like, that fucking gutter ball fucking bomber jacket. That shit.
And it's great. That's an awesome jacket.
Yeah, that was like fucking cosplay me,
And that's when the color usage really goes through the roof. Because in the very beginning, it's very Sin City-ish. It's very dark and there's a lot of shadows. That's why I'm like, what am I watching? She's wearing a fedora and a fucking raincoat. I'm like, hey, creeper, what is this?
Wasn't a fedora. That was like an old lady's like garden hat. That
old lady's fedora is what it was.
It was like an old lady, old private eye detective lady hat.
Dustin, tell me about 12-year-old Sam and that shake that they didn't drink. There was just some editing to lower the content of the shake, because that shake went to sit there for 3 hours looking like that. You ever had a shaker Jack in the Box? That shit will be water in 2 seconds. Then it separates and you're like, what the fuck am I drinking?
I mean, this has a lot of preservatives in it. There's that lady in New York who has like bins full of fast food and stuff and is just leaving it there to see how long it lasts for. And like, it's a long time, people. But yeah, no, that shake stands out forever. And we start with Sam, as I will now call her, narrating about the firm. It's run by men. And her mom, she worked for the firm. Or does it start with her? Does it start with her doing a hit first and then it goes back?
It really confused me in the beginning because I was like, is that the mom? Or
it doesn't.
That's older Sam? That's a little Sam? Are they at Johnny Rockets? Where am I?
I don't know, but that diner was dope. No guns, just milkshakes.
Just buns with chili and a burger.
Yeah, it starts with like a hit, and then she kills like one dude, and then she hears like banging on a door, and there's like 25 guys outside the door, and she's just like, fucking gear up, motherfuckers, let's go. And then it flashes back to when she was a kid, and she's waiting at the diner for her mom. Her mom shows up 3 hours late. She's like, you're bleeding. She's like, just another day at the office. So it's like, ooh, she followed her mom's footsteps. Yeah, you're a bad mom. You're never here for me. And her mom just like kind of lays it out. She's like, hey, I got to go away. I could right here, right now, give you all the information that we will reveal later on in the movie, but I won't, because that's how this has to go for the movie to progress. Yeah. And it would all make sense to you if I told you right now. You seem to be old enough and a damn near blossoming adult, but no, there's not time for that. Let's just enjoy our milkshake.
You're still old enough. I'm going to let a Russian man cut you real hard in the face while I take my time on my call.
Seriously. She goes to make a call or whatever, and then these Russians come in, scar her face, which I thought was a pointless detail, because then you have to put this fake scar on her for like the rest of the movie.
I think it's just to make like she's hard like a hurricane. Ain't no man gonna make her flinch. She's like, you'll cut me, you better make sure you kill me next time. I'm crazy, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, so then Mommy Dearest blows everyone's heads off and leaves, and then young Sam is is grabbed by Paul Giamatti's character of Nathan, and
who has to cover that fucking tab on those milkshakes.
Yeah, well, and he has to do damage control because guns aren't allowed in the diner. So
Johnny Rocket said no.
Johnny Rocket's like, no, we have a no gun policy. Okay, that's just. It seems to be a policy everywhere, and that policy is broken everywhere as well. Because they're just like, this is why we got a no gun policy.
Save your guns for the library.
We shoot everything. Yeah, library has a gun policy. They're just like, but shut up. They're just like, you can have guns, but just like shut up though. Okay.
BYOG.
And then yeah, we flash back out or come out of the flashback of this scene. And I thought it was a decent scene, even if it went on a little too long. Of
I think
young Sam pining to go with her mother, and her
the
mother
movie
just
should
really
have just
struggling
started
to
there,
believe in her.
dude. Just started there.
Yeah.
I don't need to be bouncing around in the very first 5 minutes. Have some discipline. Just start the movie as 12 years old. You can still do everything you did without bouncing away because there was no tension being brought up. You just showed me bad mom and lactose Sam.
Okay, first of all, lactose Sam, she didn't shit at all. But no, well, here's what they were doing, Kevin. Here's why they did it that way. It's not great. I'll admit that. That's
They
not
were
great.
measuring
They were
her.
showing the parallels between mother and daughter.
I know. But it still could have been done, dude. It still you didn't need because you didn't do it any other time. Just do it. Just do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't like stuff like that. I think it's lazy storytelling. Don't convolute your story. You could have just shown that. You could have just had her.
Too, but it's fine. Okay.
It's unacceptable, everyone, right? Everyone writing a script, all three of you listening to this, just put your pen down. Stop typing and go, you know what? I should probably tell this from beginning to end.
Start.
The world will respect me better.
They will, but we also know that the fucking movie machine, that just like producers are like, no, you got to have something.
Listen, you guys get the bag. You get the bag, write it however they want because you're paid. It don't matter now.
But anyway, so then we come out. Sam is enjoying her bee and honey cat. Fucking what the fuck was that? No, it wasn't bee and honey cat. What was that? Fucking
some cereal.
Well, yeah, no, she's enjoying a very
some anime cereal.
Yeah, she has a very anime shirt on. She was watching God, what the fuck was that show called? Lady or Puppy Cat?
I don't know, nerd. You telling me? You're the.
I mean, that's what I'm struggling because yesterday I was just like, when I watched this, I was like, oh, I fucking know that. That's this, and then today I'm just like, Bee and Puppy Cat. What the fuck? That's the character's name. That's
anime cred gone.
It's not anime though. It's American actually. It's Federator.
Anime American cred dissolved.
They only did like 6 episodes, and then when it got all hyped off of one episode on Kickstarter, and then I watched that second episode, and I was like, oh, we really shit the bed like instant. We got a bunch of Kickstarter money, and we just like
we did
shit all over that bed. Yeah, I was just like, maybe we should have just left it at that first episode and called it a day. But yeah, she's watching that, which I was just like, that's weird. Did she go to YouTube to find that? It's the only place you can watch that. She watched YouTube on that TV. But anyway, and then she gets the call from Nathan. He's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Sewing." She's sewing up a gunshot in her arm. Yeah, she's hard as fuck, like Kevin said. He's like, "Meet me at the diner." She's like, "How bad did I fuck up?" He's just like, "Meet me at the diner." Fucked up level. That's where you fucked up. So then boom, we're back at the diner, and then there's Rose still working there. Hasn't aged a day in 15 years.
No, she got old.
Not really.
Yeah.
Rose is a good looking lady.
Just because you like them older, she got old.
I like Rose. She didn't get old. She really didn't.
She's always talking about taking a load off. I'm like, Rose, like, what are you talking about?
That is code.
I didn't know what you were talking about. The 13th time
Take
you did
your
this.
Gun out. She said, "Are you clean or you diner clean?" He's like, "Haha, I forgot about this leg gat I got."
Let me get that milkshake. Let me show you what I do to that toilet.
He's like, "I am lactose intolerant. Has this got dairy in it? Make it a soy."
Get out. All right.
And so Nathan, he sits down and he's just like, "Hey, you, what the fuck? You did a massacre. Like, it was supposed to be a quick, clean, and quiet job." And she was like, "Yeah, well, the intel was shit. There was a ton of guys." And he was like, "Next time, do what you're told." And she's just like, "So what? Just like shoot the 5 I was there for and die or something?" You know, just really showing how fucking corporate kill machine doesn't understand what it's like for the working killer. Okay.
Oh, working man.
Yeah. And he's like, "All right, I got a new job for you. Don't fuck this one up. You got to go get an accountant from the clean side of the business who stole from us. Stole a lot of money. Get it back. Put a bullet in him. Gat. So very predictably, there's always a reason, Kevin. There's always a reason. So she's off to work. She's got her fucking shadow Carmen Sandiego hat and coat on. That's what it kind of looked like. I was just like,
Yeah.
are you Carmen Sandiego, but like nega version of her or something? I don't know. Whatever. And she goes to this hotel room. The guy at the front desk is just waiting for her. Door open, whatever. Comes out. This annoying cat phone rings. He comes out. She's just like, fucking don't touch it. Don't touch it. He's like, I gotta do what I gotta do. Ends up getting shot in the stomach.
Then, yeah, I thought she was going to be like, well, you touch it, I got to do what I got to do. It's like, there's a gun drawn on you, asshole.
That's and if how dire it was.
But yeah, but she should have just been like, you make a move for it. And she just should have kneecapped him. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
And then he would have dropped, and then he would be like, answer the phone. It's my baby. I got to save her. And then she's like, oh, I was a baby once.
And I had a mom and a parent that cared about me. Kind of, maybe.
And then she calls Nathan. She's like, I got to use the money for the trade. He's like, what are you talking about? You'll get the money. I just need to use it for a minute. He's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Where's this movie going? She's like, you know where it's going.
You know where it's going. This is my good deed. Yeah. He's like, if you fuck this up, I got to cancel your protection. And
you were a baby once. And he's like, you got me there. Oh, by the way,
I still kind of look like a big baby.
I killed that dude, so I'm going to try to make good by it. Because now I have a conscience all of a sudden because there was a young girl.
We don't know any of that yet. But yeah, so he takes a call and so he's like, my daughter, please. She says like, fuck it. YOLO, leaves him for a second. But then she's like, can't leave him. I'll patch him up. Which I'm like, you were sent to kill him. The minute you tried to save him, you were done. Like, donezo movie. Like, I didn't like that the movie even pretended like her character even thought she could come out not on the wrong side of that after that.
Yeah, so how long have you been doing this? You killed 25 guys, got a slap on the wrist, and now you're. I mean, it's like you should know how that world works. I hate when they just try to.
She can beat the system. It's like, no, he's telling you up front, if you do this, these are the consequences. Which I also find annoying because he should just be like, I'm not even going to wait for you to fuck up. I'm just going to send the order now because the fact that we're having this conversation means that you're going to fuck up.
Exactly, dude. He should have been like, okay. My time. That's what I was waiting for him to say. The second I hang this phone up, the boneheads will be after you. So, and they have the green light. Just know that. So if you hang up on me, this ends this way. If you bring me the money, it's no harm, no foul. Your decision. Yeah. I'll give you 20 minutes. Whatever. That's it. And then he should turn to the boneheads and been like, she has it this time. Once you do that, she's green lit. And that's it. And I'd been like, ooh, that's cool because this guy don't fuck around. Paul Giamatti forever.
Yeah. I mean, I love Paul Giamatti, but in this, he played such a weird character because he seemed reluctant to do anything he seemed accustomed to doing every day.
Yeah. Like, it's like, I get it. You have a soft spot for
job?
But
yeah,
like,
but I was just like, what?
It should have been more like if you want me to believe that, he should have had more of a mentor type vibe towards her, where he's just like, hey, you know what? You're falling a little, you're kind of slipping on your pimping, but I'm gonna let a little bit of this slide. You did a bad thing, you turned it into a slaughter. I covered for you, but now you're just you're pushing me into a corner where I'm gonna have to greenlight your ass because you're kind of just getting a little too big for your britches, and it's time to put you down. And she's just like, I don't give a fuck. And he'd be like, God damn, I tried. That's because that's the world we're all in. That's what we all agree to when we sign up to be professional killers, I assume.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's just, his character is, I don't know, weird. He's like sentimental, but like she hates him. So it's just like,
but then he's ready to snitch. But then he's kind of like, well, maybe.
So we're introduced to the doctor's office because that is kind of like it's going to become a set piece, later on. So that's why we're introduced. And then she goes to make the trade. She gets to the bowling alley that the dad was instructed to go to. And she gets a phone call, and the person on the other end, we get to see them. They're all in the aforementioned monster masks that look fucking fantastic. The old Universal Studio monsters. And he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" She's like, "I'm here for the dad. You couldn't make it." And they're like, "All right, put all your shit in that locker over there that's just like floating magically in the middle of the lane all of a
And it
sudden."
pops open when you look at it.
Yeah. Which I was like, I like that. I like that because it's so dumb and cheesy. But at the
Well,
same time, I was just like, that wasn't there 2 seconds ago. What the fuck?
to
Yeah.
me, that's when the movie really needed to start cranking up these extra shots. Like if you would have slammed in on that locker and then when it popped, you just do a close up of her eyes. Like there's so many shots. I would have kind of went
Yeah.
hog wild. You had 2 hours.
Well, yeah,
So,
you need to do a Tarantino where it's like, bah, 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 bah. It's just like popping back and forth from all these different things, like
yeah,
really
like
quick, where you're just like, oh, okay, I'm digesting all of it, like quickly visually.
you've introduced me to some new ruffians. They got cool looks. Let's just kind of start creating a little bit of tension. She knows she's in danger. Let's build up
Yeah.
to it. This would be the first time we can see what she can really do. So I was really wanting that to kick in. You got the cool colors,
Yeah,
and it was
I
just
feel like
like,
that was their thing. They really love their lighting and colors and not their cinematography so
but they
much.
do have
Because
there's great camera placement, but I don't think they
yeah,
did it. They didn't shoot for those edits like that, those quick cuts. Because I mean, they already they led the shot to pick up that jacket, right? How could you not see
oh
that
yeah,
jacket? So there should have been a cool thing where she does like a half head turn and she kind of looks out of the corner of her eye, and you just slam right into the logo of the tiger on the chest, and then she's wearing it. That's all I need to see. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it
and
would
you don't
have.
have to do like the bullet thing where they're like boom, ba, 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 or anything like do your own like flair there, but like still take that influence, you
Yeah,
know?
like I would treat it like comic panels, tell that story, just that visual, and you don't need you just maybe she snaps a button or she turns her shoulder. Now you see the tiger on her back and she's walking away. Then she runs into the boneheads and she's like, I don't got time for this, guys. I would, and that because that would you're kind of cranking the tempo. You're getting everybody excited because now she's geared up. Shit's about to pop off, and I just think the movie doesn't do that enough. Where they don't do it in almost any of the action scenes, like the garage part, the
Hmm.
dentist office, the library, it would have just been so much cooler and just kind of, I don't know, added a little bit more flair. Like I felt like it wanted to have that flair and that pizzazz and the delivery and the visuals,
Yeah, I
but
just didn't know how to crank it,
it just didn't know how to crank it, man. Like get cranked. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like because especially a lot of the dialogue, especially when we go to the librarians, they
Hmm.
have this very kind of sophisticated dialogue, that's like I guess not commonplace for you. Like we're used to kind of dumbed down thugs in these type of movies and stuff, but everyone in this movie is very kind of just like well spoken. Like even our
Yeah,
our trash villains are just like very well spoken. Like everyone's got this like
there's really no
eloquence to them.
yeah, the delivery, there's no real yelling. There's just kind
Exactly.
of
Everyone's
raised
very
volumes.
calm. Yeah, they raise their volumes, and it's just more of like, hear my words, not my tone. So,
Exactly. And I think sometimes that hurts a little bit because that
yeah.
with everyone just running that monotone, you're there's no value in what they're saying, right? They're not emotionally charged by like the dialogue. Sometimes some people sneak out. I think Sam's mom, Scarlett, has the most charisma all the time.
Oh,
She
yeah,
gets
yeah,
away
for
with.
sure.
I think it's because she's British, so she can kind of play with that more.
Well, the
That
funny part is, Karen Gillian,
she's
Sam,
Scottish,
she's
right?
Scottish. Yeah, and they don't. I was just like, why didn't you just? Because like in Doctor Who, she just bullshits a British accent. Not bullshits it, but she just does the normal like BBC British accent. And I was like, why didn't you have her do that?
I think that
She
would have been
could
great.
totally competently do
Because
that.
it would have set her up. Like if she would have just used her Scottish accent, that would have gave her more flair, I think, and made her
Oh, for
stand
sure.
out more and made her more interesting of a character, something that matched her visual. You know what I mean? I would have been like, all right, I'm kind of all in for this because it's unique, it's different, and it will probably punch up the dialogue just by the sound of her.
Yeah, and similarly, so we have Jim McAllister who runs the kind of the rival gang to the firm, and our first introduction to him, he's looking over the bloodbath, and he has this kind of just like really dry dialogue, but he has this great voice. Like I just wanted the man to narrate like a nature special or something, or just do a commercial because I was like, wow, your voice is it's just enticing to listen to. And I thought it was very interesting. His son was killed in the massacre by Sam, and he's just like, "Where is my son's shoe?" And then he goes to this long-winded thing of, because someone's like, his nephew is like, "Well, what's it look like?" And he's just like, "The same as the right one. It's the twin fucking shoe." And does this whole gimmick on it, where I was like, "Oh man, really wish they had not made you read the script, because that's something that reads great on paper but sounds like shit out loud."
There's
And I
two
felt like,
scenes that he's
yeah,
predominantly in, is this one and the finale.
and I think they both suffer from the same thing of like, they don't let him raise his voice. Really, he has to
I
kind of give this flat performance, and I was like, man, this guy should be he should be the only one that's like super emotional in that scene.
I
So
think he does a really great job in the diner scene at the end, because I was super engaged in the story when he brings up his kids,
yeah,
and his cadence supersedes the dialogue. And I think he pulls everything he can out of it, and it's really good.
it is. Yeah,
I think he needed like two or three more lines to really drive it home, to because he's so close to get compassion from the audience. And if
mm-hmm.
you would have like laid in like two or three more lines to really just crush it, I would have been like, wow, Sam, you are the piece of shit. Maybe you need to be put on a muzzle. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah, I
I was
wanted
like,
him to
oh
like,
man, it's right there. They don't give him enough. And I was just like,
yeah. Well, I wanted him to talk more about his son. It's when that scene deflates for me, when he starts talking about like what he's gonna do to her. Like, I
exactly.
don't think that should be his focus.
No,
I think, there's just so many other ways I think you could have approached that, where he could have been like, every
exactly.
time I hurt you, I'm going to think about
I don't even think he
my
should have done
son,
that.
or
He
just
shouldn't
any.
even bring up
Well, I
what he's
mean,
going to do to her. It should just be more of the hurt that you've caused me because you made me feel alone. Now I go home. Like if you would have gave him two more lines and she's going to be like, I'm sorry. And he's like, sorry's not changing what I'm going to do. And sorry's not, you know what I mean? Just like, I don't need to know the gruesome details. I don't need to know she's begging. I just need to know this dude is so serious. No words are going to be able to describe what he's going to do to you. And I
yeah.
was like, this, because I was like, oh, dude, give me one. You're almost there, bro. You're almost there.
I
You're
mean, shit.
literally
Even
stealing the movie right now.
yeah, like seriously, no, he really is on the verge of it, where you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh shit, I want to see like a spinoff of his gang and shit, like fuck, man, the fucking endless stream of McAllisters. That was shit was great. He was just like,
Because, dude,
he's
you
like,
could have
I have
cut to
so
his
many guys,
daughters, and his
I
daughters
could
could have been all badasses.
mm.
And then the one boy's kind of the bumbling one. And you could have done so many things. I was almost going to wait for them to do like this,
Well,
like
that's what I
smash
like about
cut.
this movie, is that you want to see the rest of the world. That's where
Hmm.
I think it's very successful. You want to see the rest of this world.
You could have the
So
daughters get revenge. They lost their daddy and their brother.
eh,
You can always chase them down. The girl could grow up. There's a lot of different options.
yeah, I
But
mean, like, I'm not super interested in that. Like, honestly, I think that scene, what really would have crescendoed it would be, instead of him saying, this is what I'm like, it's unimaginable what I'm gonna do to you and all that stuff. If he had just had like a fucking single tear roll down his eye or his cheek after he said, "And now I'm a stranger in my own home," to like just to show
it's a
it's like
punctuation,
the
right?
pain, the lot, and
Yeah.
he could have just left it at that, and she could have been like,
Yeah.
"I'm so sorry," and he could just put his hand up like, "No, no,
Yeah, you don't get to be
like
sorry. This
no."
is this is for me right now. This is my revenge. And when she says that and the shotgun cocks, I was waiting for her to go, that's my mom. Like that's the
Yeah,
acknowledgement of like, I forgive my mom for being a bad mom. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Instead of
I
being
think
like,
that,
"I guess there was a plan," I was like, "Fuck," I
yeah, I
hated
was like,
that
oh, you
line.
nerd. You're such a nerd right now. Get out of here. She should have said, like, just a quick side note. That's my mom. Like, and this is her bad bitch squad. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'd be like, all right, well, okay, you got it. But anyway, she's about to beat up the boneheads in the bowling alley.
Yeah, so yeah, the bone, and I like that scene because I like the main, like the first bonehead we're introduced to. He's got this like, I don't know, just like this big bumbling
They have cool looks.
dude
They're
look to him.
characters.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. They're all very character-ish, and she's like, "Hey, bonehead," and then they're like, "Sup, sup," and she's like, "Boneheads," and I was just like, "Fucking great. I fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they don't have names. They're just boneheads. You know, you're part of the bonehead crew. Cool, boneheads. You know, they did something similar later with the McAllister. He was like, idiots on the left, morons on the right. You
Yeah.
know, and then like numbskulls with me. And it was just like, oh, it's fucking great. They have these dumb little divisions where when they break off, and it's not a flattering name. It's not like fucking Smoking Aces on the left and John Wick's on the right. You're just like, okay, easy guys. Where the influence is heavy on your sleeve. You know, it's just like, no, you're the lowest of the low. You get a dumb fucking name. So it's like, all right. And so the boneheads show up, and she throws down with them, and the horror mask crew is still watching. I'm just gonna call them the Monster Squad, I guess. That's probably a more fitting name. And they're just like, who the fuck is this lady? Because she wipes the floor with him, and I liked it. I liked the fight. Okay, it's not great, but I was like, all right, this feels like a very opening introduction to her badassness. Okay, she doesn't have a gun like we saw her before. She's being forced to fight. She's just, you know, thrown down in this bowling alley and is distracted by the goal that she has. You know, so she finally gets done with it. She gets over to this abandoned mall. They call her. They're like, fucking go to Blockbuster. Because I don't care what they actually call it. It was a fucking Blockbuster. She goes to Blockbuster.
Ah, dude, it was like a Suncoast Video, bro. What are you talking about?
No, dude, that was totally a Blockbuster. The design, the setup, it was all Blockbuster.
No way, bro.
They even stole the color scheme. It was Blockbuster.
Okay, dude, Jesus.
She walks in. Monster Squad's there. They're like, fucking put the suitcase in the cart or in the shopping cart. We'll switch. You get the kid, we get the money. We're outsies. So I thought that this scene was going to go down. I shouldn't say I thought. I hoped that this scene would go down differently. I don't really hate how it ended up going down, but I was just like, really? You just like kick the shit over there, and then you check the girl for like way too long, and then you go chase them down and try to get the money back, or whatever.
Yeah, I thought she was going to have a plan to just like trick these dopes and then.
Yeah, like she was close enough to the other shopping cart, and after the kid was pushed, I would just have her. Like, I just wanted her to charge at the shopping cart and just, like, ram it into them and just, like, start fucking beating.
I mean, that'd be real dumb. They should have just shot her after that. You know,
they weren't even showing guns at that. I mean, they ran the fuck out of there. Like they had the fear of God in them. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, so she checks on the kid, and, you know, they do their, you know, not very believable kid dialogue. What about the blood on the inside? She's like, how the fuck do I tell? It's on the inside. You know, she starts bringing up that she's basically a TV kid because she quotes Nature Channel and Discovery Channel and all this other stuff.
Discovery Plus. She's watching 90 Day.
Yeah.
I realize that's not going to help us now.
She's like, I don't have anything to quote off of that. It's just, relationships are hard. Like, they're hard. And that guy runs funny. That's about it.
We go
He's got
across
some
the world.
words.
Go across the world for love. Oh, boy.
That's fucking stupid. And then Sam's like, okay, I'll be back. You know, just leaves the kid there, runs after them. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's see how this goes down. Well, doesn't have to. The Monster Squad turns on each other. Fucking guy in the backseat shoots another guy in the
monster
head.
just starts shooting he shoots the driver first. I'm like, dude, what do you think?
Well, the other guy was like, dude, what the fuck? And moved the gun perfectly. And I really haphazardly aiming that gun because he was just like, "Yeah, but take the driver, whatever." So they started doing a shootout.
Well, Dustin, whatever got a car crash and everyone killed.
Yeah, and then Dracula and Frankenstein started shooting out at each other.
Frankenstein's monster.
Frankenstein's monster. It's fucking faster and easier right now. Just fucking cool it, man. And then so Dracula gets a headshot. Frankenstein's monster drops a grenade. Blows the money.
Where are you guys going, dude?
Yeah,
you guys got grenades, explosives. Like,
yeah.
Are you guys
like, dude? If you got burnable like paper assets like that are worth like millions, you don't bring grenades. You don't do anything that could make it catch on fire.
Who were they
and go
fighting? Where they needed grenades? Was this like Payday? Were they gonna like rob a bank?
That's what it seemed. I mean, they seemed like a very over the top like fun gang that I'm gonna miss. You know, I hope that someone just like
R.I.P. Monster Mash Squad.
Yeah, if they do like a sequel, I hope someone just like the Monster Squad is always just eternally there. Like they just like, yeah, we actually die all the time and come back. and fuck
They
up
didn't
every
want to do
time and die.
president's masks.
Yeah. So, and then Sam looks at everything. She's like, everything's fucked. She doesn't even bother trying to pick up like a few loosies and be like, oh, this one's still good. This one's still worth 50 million. I could keep this one and turn that in at least. No, instead she stakes fucking Dracula because he's Dracula. Everybody.
So he shoots her in the fucking arm.
Yeah, he did shoot her in the arm. What a dipshit. I was like, come on, man. You had a chance to live. Now you're getting spiked. So she goes back. She gets the little girl knowing that everything's fucked. So she's like, well, we may as well just reunite you with your father. I'll just do that for you real quick. Somehow, I will say this part was a bit fucking ridiculous, is that the boneheads are already at the doctor's office getting high off of laughing gas.
Yeah, I was like, is he just the bad guy doctor, but he's a dentist with a massive practice? I'm like, dude, this is like a mall. Like, this is huge.
It's all about privacy, Kevin.
You have one nurse. She doesn't wear gloves when she's got blood she's getting blood everywhere. Where am I?
That's for effect. I mean, it's a bad guy doctor. It's not like he has to. I mean, he was taking hits off of the fucking mask too.
It's real David Lynch shit happening right now. I was like,
No, he was a mob boss doctor. He was mob doctor.
The giant tooth where you just put your guns in there, but no one locks it or kind of controls it. I was like, what is this?
It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah, she literally just gets it later and just opens it. And I was like, well, shouldn't that have been locked? There is a firearm in there.
They're on the trust system.
That went really well for like 30 seconds.
I mean, that's why they don't like guns. But so the dentist, for some reason, informs him that another guy is there because he got his ass kicked by a girl.
Where's the patient confidentiality?
It's a mob doctor. He doesn't care. He saw money to be made, Kevin.
I saw Playing God with David Duchovny. If I would have thought of seeing that movie, I would have said, what the hell's going on?
I'm sure David Duchovny was watching. He's like, oh man, they totally stole Playing God. Fucking
oh man, remember guys? Remember that was my first movie after the X-Files. Throw them up, X-Pac.
Oh
X-Files.
yeah,
remember that? I was X-Man. Did you know you could get the Wolverine missing Morph action fig?
He's not missing Morph.
He is in my version. I put a picture of Morph in mine.
Oh, well, good for you.
Makes more sense. He loved Morph, dude.
I mean, he did.
He really did.
He did. Everyone loved Morph. You know, that's why they brought him back, Dark Morph, later on. Anyway, so yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, he came back. Yeah, he was being controlled by Sinister, and then Wolverine.
Oh, that checks out.
To basically depower the X-Men in certain situations.
Okay, I remember that.
Okay, let's send Wolverine away. He could go chase Morph for way too many fucking episodes. Because we're basing this off comic books that Wolverine wasn't in, so we need him gone.
He really loved Morph.
Yeah, he really did. You know, he chased him to another bar where Morph morphed into every person he had met in town. And he was just like, are you just the whole fucking town, Morph? And he was like, maybe I am.
Wolverine can smell him.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. He was just like, why are you fucking around with me, Morph?
Morph, it smells like cheap axe spray and butt crack. I know it's you, Morph.
He's like, I smell like electricity running through my hands when I got shocked by the fucking Sentinels, you motherfucker. First episode, take a clue. Man. Pizza Hut exclusive on VHS. He was just like, I was there, Morph. Don't remind me.
I would write a Wolverine comic where that's all he remembers. I got killed and turned into liquid spooge, but I came back because I regenerate. I got one memory running through my head. Not my time in Japan, not my time in Canada, just my time on Morph.
They're like, he's not a real character in these comic books.
Morph, he's like,
they're like, they tried and they killed him quick. They were like, this isn't working.
Everyone's just looking around all confused at each other. And then all of a sudden, Maury Povich is like, sir, you got to get off the stage. Wolverine's like, no!
More! Smooth sailing from here.
We'll be back after this.
Yeah. And then Beast is in prison.
Where it belongs.
People are like, I'm getting used to these X-Men breaks they take. I don't remember where we're at now in the movie, though.
We're gonna go to the dentist office where the bonehead.
Right. Yeah, the boneheads call Nathan, and they're
Yeah.
like, Nathan, is her protection removed?
Yeah. Go
And
ahead and kill her, guys. And they're
yeah,
like,
the board is there, and Nathan likes to take important phone calls from people called boneheads on a speakerphone, and really look like an asshole in the office. I
and I
feel.
was like, dude, you can just hit the speakerphone button again. You don't have to pick up the receiver and hang it up, everyone.
Yeah.
That's just a phone hack.
Was
that's a hack for you guys.
I was like, Giamatti doesn't know how phones work.
Someone, it's in the script.
He's
Stay
like
on
this.
script, Giamatti.
Yeah, like maybe that just felt better to him, where he's just like, I want to do this, and they were like, no, just hit the button.
What do you want me to do?
I mean, really, like visually and audio wise, it gives you what he did, Whereas if he just hit a button, people are like, I didn't hear it click.
Now you throw the beep in. Boop. If you'd like to make a call, boop. He hits another boop. Boop. Yeah, boss.
Like,
wrong line. Boop. Fuck.
Is it this one? Is it? You know what? We need new phones. What is this? A Verizon phone? It's fucking horrible. It's trash. It's trash. Yeah. So the board gives they're like, remove the protection, kill her. So then Sam shows up with Emily to see her dad. And
too late, Emily. She's dead. Fast forward. Sam's alive. Dad's dead.
And you really have to question how they were trying to help this man with a gunshot, because there's a lot of blood everywhere, and they just put a big ass sheet over him. Yeah, like everyone had blood on them. It was like they were trying to put the blood back in him with their hands. They're like, come on, little faster. It's coming out really quick. Come on. But
2 stars would not recommend.
Yeah, so the dentist, Dr. Ricky, he whose real name, ironically, is Michael Smiley. Get it? He's a dentist in this movie. But anyway, all right, fuck it. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna go inject her with this shit. It'll paralyze her arms in 60 seconds.
It's like a giant comical needle of arm Novocaine or something. I don't know what the fuck. This?
That's like an injector from the 50s. They're like, I got the cure for polio. Let me fucking zap.
He was going to put a horse down. I was like, what is that, dude? That's a lot.
And so they're just like, they're still high as a kite off of the fucking laughing gas. And they're like, okay, we'll, you patch us up in the 15 minutes we've been here.
I think that scene was way too long. Like it was too much of them making chuckle jokes, and then the doctor just calling them dildos, and I was like, okay, we could have used this for some snappy editing or something.
Yeah. Well, and they give her a lot of time to prepare, like a lot of time. So, but anyway, he comes in, he zaps her in one arm. She goes to fucking shoot him, drops the gun because she's got the arm paralysis. Yeah. And then he gets her in the other arm. Meanwhile, the little girl's just like, oh, shit seems whack. And then he runs down, he goes, 60 seconds. And then they start very slowly because they have broken legs and knees and faces.
And they're all fitted perfectly for their braces and stuff. Yeah. And it's fine. So this is a scene that's like
he's a top quality mob doctor, okay? You don't
one
get
guy
an
by
all white
himself, dude. I did not see any help. The nurse was on break.
He sent the nurse to a break. He's like, it's time for you to go to break. I don't want you to get a shot.
Yeah.
He's like, we both know you do most of the work around here.
So this part, it was a good chance to have a unique fight scene that I thought was kind of stupid.
I liked it okay. I thought it worked.
So they're counting off 60 seconds to basically put a scalpel in her hand and one of the pistols. And so the girl's taping it into Sam's hand. And
tapes it like an asshole. Like a real asshole, the knife, I was like, ooh.
Why wouldn't you boot knife me to put the scalpels on her feet so she can put some fucking snap kicks to their fucking head? And that's what I was waiting for.
I got kicks for days.
Yeah, and I've seen her. Like, it's like she seems to be competent in fighting, so we always assume she's a pseudo badass. But then it's just these hand attacks where I was like, she's like flipping her arms almost like, just kind of like a fucking rubber noodle, and I guess the tape on the hand is causing the gun to discharge from the trigger being whipped so far. That's not how that works.
Well, I
But I was
think
like,
it was more of the force, like she's
it
trying to force
that
it to
doesn't
her
work.
finger,
That wouldn't work.
like
The
her
gun would
finger
not.
jerks back.
Yeah, the
And
gun would not discharge that way. It's not how it works.
yeah, I know, but
So,
so I get what you're saying. Like, be more practical. But when you're in that situation, you're like I think that's honestly, I think in a real, if someone was like, "Oh, I'm really gonna do this," they probably would be so focused on their hands they wouldn't think of their feet, though. You know, like you're just like, "Oh my god, I can't use my hand. All right, how can I
listen,
use them?"
this isn't real. This is a movie. This is a good
I
time to
know,
have
but
a
I
fun
think you
fight
just,
scene where you
I
could be
think it was
super
fun.
unique.
It was. She
I
had
was
a
just,
gun and a knife taped to her hands, Kevin.
yeah, I don't
How,
know, man.
how much more unique do you need? Did
It
you want
bored.
like
No,
a
no.
baseball bat on her back where she's like headbutting or headbanging people with it? Shit.
So it borders more on dumb to me than cool, like and unique. It's a unique setup for sure, and I got it, but I was really like, oh, we're gonna do some cool footwork here. This is what's gonna. And then she was doing the arm snap on the gun. I was like, that's not how that would work, but I guess. And there's no way in God's green earth you're getting any kind of shot with that gun at that range with that kind of. I just was like, whatever.
You know? It felt like a kind of like a failed attempt. You know, she ends
It
up
was just
relying
like,
on the scalpel more.
I'd rather see her just do gun kata, and it was just so you're not gonna be able to. Her arm's not like an action figure. Her wrist and stuff will still rotate. Like if they would have taped up her elbow as well and maybe put some tape on her shoulder to get some sort of control on it. But I was like, whatever, I get it. You're just flailing around like whatever.
60 seconds, Kevin. 60 seconds.
Yeah, for the to run through her whole body, for the paralysis to go through her whole body, not for it to pass.
Yeah.
So it was cool, like for what they did. I liked the part where she was basically using them as bulletproof shields. I thought it was going to be a lot of that, so I was kind of stoked. That Trey's not stopping that shotgun, but it was like listening. It was visually cool.
A mob doctor. He has to have bulletproof shit, Kevin. Otherwise, he's going to catch a stray bullet and die.
I don't think you would.
I gave that a pass.
His scalpel tray up to block a bullet.
I would. Clearly, that was their first thought. He's like, these need to be bulletproof. Okay, I'm going to have fucking people in here pulling a Michael Caine or Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne shit.
What is
put it in the shirt, and then but no, I need to drink. That's the problem. And then fucking instigating with the Joker. I need that shit to be bulletproof. Okay, otherwise I'm cleaning up a body. All right.
Are you sourcing like '89 Batman?
Yes, I said Michael Keaton. After I fucked up, I said Michael Caine first.
Yeah, everyone was just like, "Is he doing the comic thing again?" I don't like that.
No, I went movie. We also completely missed the introduction of the librarians. Now that I think about it, I was like, oh,
yeah, they're kind of really just.
Well, it's established that they helped raise her and haven't seen her since her mom.
They come into their own later, so they.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. But the introduction, I think,
cruise over them. I mean, it's almost a 2-hour movie, and I do believe some things should have got more time, but whatever. Yeah. So
scene's over. Phone rings. Yeah. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about the scene. It's like, I liked it. You didn't. I'm going to describe the giant tooth hitting that guy in the head. It was great.
It was dumb. I thought it was kind of
fucking great. I loved it.
So she gets the call from Giamatti, and he's just like, "Hey, here's one last shout out. Real sorry about having to kill you. That stuff because I knew you'd kill the boneheads. I don't know why I sent them after you. I blew it. So
yeah,
I was like, dude, you know she's gonna kill these guys. Like you said to them 2 times, you know who you're fucking with. She's gonna fucking murk you guys. So." And they're just like, yeah. And then you send them again. I was like, man, they're fucked up. I was like, dude, what? You're like the worst boss.
Well, I mean, it's like he sent them without. She had protection before that. You know, they couldn't use guns, and now they're like, oh, we got this. We can use guns.
She doesn't need protection. Like he's warned them twice.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, and he informs her that she's been fed to the McAllisters because she fucked up and killed the son. He was just like, hey, that was your guys' call. I did like this because it just kind of shows. Like, and I almost wish they had some sort of fucking line like this, but it's like, for most people, yeah, you see that and you're like, well, that's dumb because yeah, it was their hit, you know, like why is she taking the pin for it? But it's like they're like a kill corporation running the world from the shadows. Like not everything's black and white, you know. And I wish someone had said something similar to that, but like. Instead, he was just kind of like, oh, you know how business is. Like, no, explain the fucking business. Be like, listen, we fucking run the world. Like, but sometimes you can't control everything because we're doing it from the shadows, but we're still getting the job done. But sometimes when that shit spreads out into the light, well, someone's got to pay, and it's not going to be me because I want to sit at the top of the table.
Dude, he should just be like, everyone's replaceable. That's
Yeah,
it. Like, as much as
exactly.
I love
Something
you, as
like
much
that.
as I wish out for you, and then she could have threw that line back in his face later on. You know what I mean? Or something like that. And I would have just been satisfied. But yeah, they didn't have time for it. We're giving it
Yeah,
more
it was
time
too
than the
matter of
movie did.
fact of like, well, you know, you got to die now. And she's just like, hey, that was your fuck up. And she's like, hey,
Listen,
all
Dustin,
right then.
she's still got paralysis. We need to drive this
Yeah.
bulletproof little car and get out of here. But
No, he gives her an address first. He says,
yeah,
hey,
but this is
go
where we're
to
going
the
for the
safe house.
address.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the hookup for the meetup.
And then my
So
favorite scene in the movie is in the fucking elevator, Kevin. Yeah, I'm not letting you transport us to the car yet. So the
okay.
doctor's there, and he's kind of cowering. She's like, can you hit the button? She's like, we're in like -2 or some shit. And then she lifts her leg to aim the fucking gun. And this is where I just love Sam's character because I feel like this is where she seeped out and became the character she wanted to be. And she's smiling like, I'm gonna fucking murk your ass, motherfucker. And the little girl, she shines here too because she sees this going on and has the wherewithal to be like, no, don't do that. She grabs her hand and just holds her hand. And then she's just like, you just got saved by an 8-year-old girl. Remember that because I knew you were talking shit about girls before. And then they do the 8 3/4 or some shit, which I'm like, no kid fucking does that. No kid's like, 3/4, motherfucker. But I really like that scene. I felt like that did more to tell me who Sam and Emily were than a lot of the other scenes. So, and then they go to the car. So, and take it away, Kevin, because I didn't hate this either. I kind of like this. So,
so they get in the car. She can't drive it. Sam kind of wants to tell her more. She's like, hey, I got an uncle, a brother, a sister, wherever, mom, dad, wherever. I'm trying to, oh, dad's dead. That was my bad. Where am I going to take you? She's like, I don't know, man. I guess I got to join the librarians. And I was like, I guess you do. Or be an orphan. There's no orphans in this world. Everyone's assassins. That's your orphan.
well,
That's your
orphans get
first.
turned into assassins.
Yeah.
So,
So I was like, that's the assassin rule.
I mean, it kind of is. How do you get more assassins that will eventually break their credos for another orphan child if you don't start them as orphan children? So,
Yeah, man. There's only one Batman, so you can't have a bunch of Batman running around DC.
you gotta
And
have
then,
some fucking, gotta
so
have some dead shots.
they get in the car. She gives her a crash course on. I think it would have been more intense if it was a stick, and then you could have some good pedal shots of them pumping and her just going, "Not sure about this." You know what I mean? Let them have a moment because we
Yeah.
know they're getting away. This is a free for all.
We have to.
You already have the gimmick of the little girl driving and her pumping the gas. You could have totally amped that scene up, and that's just my overall problem with the movie. It gets pretty close, but it doesn't know how to just punch this shit in where you're like, that's fucking cool. But they have some really neat moments here. They do the gun or the car kung fu where they're just parking and zipping and honking, and the two cars are coming down. They're total dumbasses. It's like, how are you guys losing in this parking structure?
Exactly.
It's
a
one
very
fucking
safe
floor.
Exactly. It's a very safe like scene because you're just like there's no tension. That's my
There's
only
no
problem with this scene.
cars.
I
It's
like
like,
it, but there's no tension. It's like they're getting away, and it really is dumb that they lost them. I'm like, how are you tiptoeing around these motherfuckers? Like it's bright as
I was
fuck
like,
down there.
I don't know, dude. Look left. Did you try that?
Did you try left? Did you look for the only reddish
Everything-
orange car in the garage?
You guys see the red car? This movie just runs off a color. The car's
drove
fucking bright red. The
past
girls
the
bring
car.
in yellow. Fucking come on.
Yeah.
But you get some car shenanigans here. She ends up killing all of them. There's a scene where she runs their car into a wall, and there's just a forklift there that decapitates a guy.
Yeah.
And then another guy gets spiked against the wall as he just continues to sit on the side of the passenger door. I'm like, dude, just go in the car. You won't get crushed. You won't get crushed.
Just hit a steel beam and fell over dead.
He was like,
And I
oh,
was
my
like-
back.
I was like, how did that kill him? Like he wasn't.
Dude, it just turned his vertebrae into baby powder. He was fucked.
She was just like, oh fuck. Yeah, that one guy lives, and they don't know what a tail is. Apparently, she didn't bother to They were just rocking out to the radio so hard that they were like, "Hey, don't check to see if anyone's following us." So she goes to they go to the address. The guy, he follows them there. He's just like, "Fucking send everyone."
So this is one of the scenes I do like, and I wish they would have done it. Give me one more. This movie for me is all about a little bit more the whole time.
Mm.
Everyone has these like Razor Motorola's. He flips it up, and it's a cool thing. Everyone just kind of has these styles of phone in the movie, except for like the Panda phone. And all the bad guys, it's so like an anime. They're riding around a bus just full of bad guys. He sends a text message. This happens in the movie. I can't remember what scene it does, but I don't give a shit.
Another time, yeah.
He flips up the phone, and then all the bad guys in unison flip up the phone no matter where they're at to receive the message. And I think that's super awesome. And I really wish they would have done it like one more. Just give me one more group. You know what I mean? Just all flipping and then looking at each other and just reacting. They don't say a word. It's all just visually done. And that's like my big problem with the movie. It does these cool little visual things that just needs a little bit more.
I don't know. I was fine with just the 2 on that one because I think it just I don't know where a third would have made sense. But I like that. That was one of the few times where it was like it didn't fucking need to tell us. Like a lot of the narration from Sam's character is giving us this backstory that can't really be shown, and I don't like that. But that was just like what's up. Because like given a location, people go into the location. No one says shit. And I think the movie needed more of that, especially from the librarians.
What makes that better is like you flip the phone, you cut to, and then you just smash cut, boom, to the guys on the bus. Everyone flips. Give me another fucking bus. Give me a fucking double-decker bus of dudes. Now I know there's this massive army. Like you said, there's an army of the Alexander gangs. They're coming. And I think these girls are fucked because there's just a slew of dudes that are going to try to murder them. Then I'm like, you just created tension. Great job, movie. You don't show me just a boner in a car and then you show me the bus. You needed one more. You up it one more time.
No,
that's your rule of 3.
More of a presence.
So. More of a presence. More of a threat. That's what the movie doesn't know how to do.
But so Sam and Emily they're in this building. They just know where to go, I guess. Then
take it to the top.
Yeah, she's like, all right, knock on the door. And then there's Mom. Mom's like, did I tell you to check your back always? And I was like, yeah, that was real stupid. Like, what the fuck? Like, I knew that second door was going to open instantly. So.
Yeah, well, it's when the character, when the mom shows up, Sam's cool factor lessens.
Oh, for sure. Because she's just like, hey, Ma. And you're just like.
She has to share.
You should be so fucking pissed right now.
Yeah, she has to share the cool action chick with now her co-star, right? So she doesn't get all the cool moves and cool one-on-one fights. She has to share it now.
She doesn't even get the fucking cool guns. Like fucking Scarlet Mom got the best.
Scarlet Mom got the ballers from fucking Hitman. She had the
knife attachments. I was like, oh my god,
she had the guns from fucking Devil May Cry, the Ebony and Ivory.
No, seriously, she did. Yeah, she was just like fucking. I'm Capcom for life,
I was like,
that's what my jacket says. They made me cover it up though,
I was like, Sam, you better write something in there for yourself.
Sam's like, oh fuck. Well, I had that cool tomahawk that they made me give to that other chick, so that was disappointing.
You got the jacket, I guess.
Yeah, you got the jacket. People will be cosplaying that. No one's gonna cosplay the mom. They're just like, because people are like, "Who are you?" I'm the mom from fucking Gunpowder Milkshake. Show me the guns. I'm working on them. They won't let me bring them in. You suck. You're just a lady in a coat. They're just like, oh,
you're just a bad mom.
You're just a bad mom. I'm just like, I am. So yeah, then they're in Mom's place. Just real no thought of.
It's an attempt to bond.
Yeah,
but it's just kind of like, what happened to Mom? She tells you.
Yeah, Mom. Well, Mom doesn't really say what happened. Sam tells Mom what's going on about killing the dad and stuff. 10 feet away from the girl who's most definitely listening.
She's watching Animal Planet. She don't care.
She was on that fucking Discovery kick, like Discovery Plus instantly. She's like, oh shit, you subscribe? Oh damn. Fucking how much is it? $7.99 a month? What do you think they'll do when they smash it in with HBO Max? He's like, hey, little girl, you know, like way too much shit. Like,
What are you, like a nerd? What are you, like
fucking
into like streaming culture? What are you, like a streaming
just watch
geek?
those cheetahs fuck already, okay? Oh shit, yeah, I will. Need those. I need those zoo facts. Um, yeah, and this is really like, yeah, it's a. I didn't
Throwaway
like this
scene.
reunion, yeah, because it's a throwaway scene, and there's not enough emotion from Sam from being
Sam
reunited
looks like
with
she
her
doesn't
mom.
know her lines, or like they changed the script on her.
Yeah, she's
She
like, oh
sits there
shit, you added the
befuddled as
mom
fuck.
back? I'm like, what? Thought this
She
was
was
my
dead in
movie.
my draft.
This is fucked up. They brought her back. Yeah, it's just I wanted like more. It's just it's again, it's very matter of. It's like with Nathan, it's very matter of fact. Like, oh, I guess Mother's back after 15 years of an absence.
Yeah, and
It's
they
like,
they they said they had to slow the movie down. They were just like, hey, we just had a big action scene. We're kind of building up to another one. We'll do a little bit of a chase because they really want to get you to the library so we can introduce get the other girls into full swing.
so
It's a very girl power movie, a very feminist movie. I'm pro that. I like strong female characters, and that's one thing I do like about this movie. None of
yeah.
the girls are weak.
No, yeah,
They all
there's
have
never
a
that scene where
presence.
they get overpowered or anything like that. Like it's just like no, everyone's thrown down like on equal playing field. I actually really like that
Yeah, they're
too.
never really damsels in distress. They're never princesses. They're just solid characters that happen to be female. And I mean, you can look into, there's lesbian overtones if you want to have it there. You can have that. There's a bunch of different things happening where they're all just empowered and in control. And even when the odds are stacked against them, there's no cowering. There's no we can't do this. It's just they just go hard. They're just solid. Solid.
Yeah,
They're really well written. They're solid characters. I did like that a lot about it.
yeah. And so yeah, they get in the elevator, and mom's joking that she called an Uber for them for some fucking reason. They make an Uber joke, and they go all the way up to the lobby. And I really don't understand this scene. They could have just gone to their escape plan first without being detected, and then there would have been a much more successful escape with
Yeah,
still the possibility of being discovered. Like, let's be honest.
I didn't get it. I didn't understand what was going
Yeah.
on there.
They go up to the lobby. Sam instantly tries to shoot them, but her arms are still.
Like they go up to the lobby. You're talking about go down into the lobby. Like what are you talking about?
No, they go up to the lobby. Or down. I don't know. Whatever. They go to the lobby.
Lobbies are usually lower.
Yeah, but I don't remember them going up. But whatever. All right, fuck it. It doesn't matter. They go to the lobby. Sam tries to shoot one of them, ends up just throwing a gun in some guy's fucking head, which did make me chuckle. It still makes
Well, that
me
was
chuckle.
funny because the guy
Yeah.
sold it really great, and everyone was just
did.
kind of like, "Bro,
Everyone just lets it. They just let it breathe. They're just
Yeah.
like, did she just throw a gun at fucking that dude's face? And he's just like, oh fuck, gun in my fucking face. It didn't shoot me. It just hurts a lot. Fuck.
I liked it."
And then they just go back to the elevator, go down to the laundry room or something, crawl through a machine. They don't make sure the door closes. There's no false wall to put up to make sure you can't just see that there's a
There's
giant.
no out of order
hole.
sign.
Yeah, it's just so they instantly just are following them, just like continue to follow them. We're going on some crazy path. Sam's just like, I knew you had a fucking plan, Mom. You got plans for plans for plans. So, and then they go through a kitchen. Mom's gonna make some fucking old fucking parent joke.
Yeah, that's just gonna do like a Gordon Ramsay bit.
Yeah.
The salmon in there.
It's expired, you donkey.
It's fucking raw.
Just starts fucking throwing a chicken at him. He's just like, and that chef, no fucks given.
It's like
No
15
fucks given.
people.
13 guys come out of his fucking walk-in, and he's just like, meh, another day at the office. Fucking.
Am I missing something?
The
I wonder.
McAllisters.
Should get a light in this walk-in.
It's just, yeah, he really should. Like, I was like, what do you got in that walk-in? Like, fucking nothing of value, apparently. Also, this kitchen is dark as fuck. This movie's bright everywhere else, but this kitchen, dark as fuck. You're gonna chop a thumb off, motherfucker.
If he's illegally cooking.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck, dude. The firm found out I'm cooking down here. It's game over for me.
What are you cooking, like meth or crack? He's like,
He's like, Creme brulee, man. Shit's illegal. So good.
He just looks at the camera, thumbs up.
Well, one thumb because the other one's gone because he chopped it off in the dark.
It's very dark.
You know.
What's he chopping with creme brulee, you think? So he had to just go to a steak knife or like a big butcher knife to get that creme brulee
not
to
all
rise.
the time. Sometimes he's doing like some dry rubs on some steaks, and he's doing a lot of illegal cooking. Okay, he's using forbidden techniques. He's mixing French with Japanese techniques, and they're just like, hey man, none of that fusion shit. Not with the firm in charge. And he's just like, oh, firm doesn't run this underground kitchen.
That's true. Like, how did she get that whole tunnel system set up? Like, because when the washer needs somewhere to drain.
And the weird thing is, the fucking, well, yeah, no, for sure. And this is always out of order. And everyone knows, hey, that's escape tunnel washer. Don't use that one. Yeah, they're like, but it's the newest one here. Yeah.
It's so clean looking.
It was. It's never been
no one's used powder on this washer. I got to get it.
It won't work. Okay. You're wasting your money, and you're going to leave stains on other people's clothes when they crawl through there. Okay.
Well, it took my money. You were right.
It didn't turn on though. You think I should call the number on the sign? Will they give me a refund?
It's not plugged up. Is this real?
Fucking escape tunnel one got me again. So they come out and they're like 7 blocks and across the river from the library. And Sam's like, where are we going now, Mom? She's just like, nowhere. I don't know. I got nothing. She's like, clearly you wanted us to go to the library. She's like, that was a different time. A different time for the dryer escape tunnel to lead us here. And she's just like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go to the library after hours. So they go. The fucking McAllisters follow them, of course, because, 2 of them figured out the tunnel system. And text everyone else. And that's the scene Kevin was talking about. But they go to the library. They break in. Get guns drawn on them instantly. And they're just like, and then Angela Bassett has the worst promo. I felt horrible for this woman. She has to talk about ghosts. What? No, ghosts.
She talks about fudge.
Fudge? I don't remember.
Fudge you.
Oh, yeah, the fudge. Yeah, because no one can swear around the little girl. But
we can't murder in front of her, though.
Girl. Yeah, they made her close her eyes, I did laugh when the little girl laughed at them saying fudge a lot. Like, it just seems very believable for a child to find that humorous, Yeah. But she cuts this long-winded promo about, like, fucking you're a ghost. A ghost can't hold guns, and ghosts don't say goodbye, and, like, you ghosted us. Ghost. You ghosted us, you motherfucker. And she was just like, I didn't want to. This is the best time of my life here. Everyone agrees, right, Sam? Sounds like it was. It was pretty magical.
All right, you're back in. We painted all these lionesses over here. Get it? Because we're all bad bitch lion. Do you get it, movie?
Little girl, close your ears, okay? Damn it! So then Sam, like, even though I didn't like this part of the whole Mom, you go on ahead. I'll meet you at the diner.
Yeah, what was that? I was like, your mom's like a perfect killer. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, your mom just kind of revealed everything. We know that Nathan and the firm know that she was alive. So that part was a big question mark. Because, like, they also wanted her dead. But whatever. And then she's just going to, like, go ahead and go on without you because she reunited with her friends.
Yeah, I'm with the girls now. It's Golden Girls. You can go now because you're under 40.
Yeah, and so they're just like, she leaves, and then so Sam's told to go to the self-help section. Fuck, I need caffeine.
Fuck, man, where's my caffeine?
Fuck, I'm jonesing for it.
Yeah,
and your all you can find is like money and it. Yeah, it's just usually I'm on my second energy drink by now on a podcast, and wasn't prepared today. Anyway.
So send donations of any energy drink you can get a hold of to Dustin's crib.
Cherry Coke Energy. Find me on Twitter. Wow. I will give you my address. You can send me any amount you can find. I will gladly take
What about Bang? The kids love the Bang nowadays.
I don't fucking give a fuck about Bang. Bang has a shit fuck aftertaste, and they all suck. Okay? I said it. I was like, I ain't trying no more Bang, okay?
Unless Bang
That's
wants
not
to
the
give
Bang
us
I'm looking for.
free ones.
Bang wants to give me free ones. Well, yeah, I'll probably drink it too.
I'll bang my brains out.
No ginseng. If it's got ginseng in, I can't drink it. That'll fucking kill me. Okay, that's just mention that before people start sending me fucking ginseng infused energy drinks, and I'm like, I can't drink this. So
Watch as the internet kills Dustin.
watch as I pour this down the toilet. Sorry.
Yeah, he'll be like, you know
Tastes
what?
like-
It's here. I'll just drink one.
I'll give it a sip. I'm like, all right, show's over, guys. I gotta go to the doctor now. Gotta get a
Bang.
steroid shot in the butt.
Bang.
Try Bang. It's delicious.
It's all natural.
No, yeah, that's why I can drink the Bang ones. But, you know, don't be sending me like some fucking monster. Be like, I bought this monster. I thought of you. I'd be like, well, you shouldn't have. So
To the moon, motherfucker.
yeah, sounds like a death threat, you mother. That revealed too much. Anyway, so yeah, Sam's gearing up, trying to find a weapon. Two of the McAllisters have broken in, and she's starting to fight them. And then
So this
the
scene was
mom's
weird
just
for
like,
me. I was like, you're kind of, they have like just a whole cache of weapons and stuff, and you can't hook her up, or like, what's going on?
Yeah, you
it
can't
takes
give her
it takes
some,
all
like,
all of
actual-
you guys to put the girl in a safe place. Like, throw her a 9mm, dude. Let her pop off these two guys, and I guess she's gonna go fisticuffs.
it was the
Whatever,
whole like, oh, we can't be like picking sides, you know. We gotta like,
I guess.
you know, we're supposed to be independent third party that just
Yeah.
or an unbiased party or something, whatever. But yeah, and so then Scarlett's just like, I can't leave her. And I was just like, why did you even leave her? Like, what the fucking hell, idiot? And they're like, we saved your fucking badass guns. I mean, I have no idea why you didn't have them on your last mission, but like, we got them. So here you go. Also, all of our books are really big because we put guns in them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, really
Classic.
big. Yeah. You know, which I like that little flair. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was stupid that the books were like so big, but it was
Pretty
like,
stupid.
you know, like the books that they reference.
Dustin, she picks up a book and has a gold brick in it, but they don't sell the gold bar. You know what I mean? Like, she holds it like it's normal in the book, but then she acts with two hands once she pulls it out. I was like, is it just weightless inside there? I would have picked up that book and been like,
with it.
I don't recall, but I'll let you have it.
When she pulled it out, she
struggled, but when she grabbed the
she
book,
struggled
it was
and she let it like fall on the book on the floor. So, well, it was a big book for a big brick, man. You know, you gotta take into account the weight of the book and the brick.
So I was just as a sidebar. I was looking up Bang.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Looking up Bang.
So Bang has shoes.
Not wearing Bang shoes.
They're pretty sick. You got 48 points. You're getting.
I mean, unless someone's taking some fucking amateur video of the banging with the shoes on, no, those shoes are bullshit.
There's only one review. It's a 1-star by a guy named Red Bull Deluxe.
Perfect.
So I bought them thinking they were new wave, and then I showed up to school the next day looking fresh. I thought, damn, I bullied all day long. I tried to tell my principal, but he roasted me. So I went, and my dad left. And I hasn't showed up for 2 months since I bought these shoes.
Just getting over on someone else's joke right now, Kevin.
I only wore them once. They were super comfy.
That's the part that got him. This is the super comfy part.
He fucking got made fun of at school, and his principal roasted him, and his dad left.
Don't wear Bang shoes. I mean, shit.
Thanks, Bang. You destroyed my life.
That's why Bang closed the reviews. They were like, that's the one.
Oh, man. A Red Bull Deluxe guy, you just stole my heart.
He's like, that's the only thing I've done with my life.
I barely could. I read it how he wrote it, everyone. So funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so mom goes back to save Sam after pointlessly leaving her. As Kevin just steals the thunder of what we're talking about.
Oh, dude, I need the energy drinks, man. You needed one.
And then she fucking video game jumps with the guns in the air and just like shoots all the people that are like fucking boot partying.
Oh,
on
dude,
Sam.
that was real. Like, what was that one with Henry Carvel or whatever? Not Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but Shoot 'em Up or something.
Yeah.
That was some real shoot 'em up shit. Or I would say John Woo, but John Woo is literally a god. He's a John Woo influence, but John Woo is a god when it comes to that gunplay.
It seemed like Max Payne because she didn't roll or anything. She just landed on her feet again. Yeah, and I was like, well, that's very Max Payne.
If she would have did a slide, that's real Chow Yun Fat shit. Yeah. That's dope.
And that's what I was expecting, but then she just landed on her feet, and I was just like, how did you, what?
Huh?
No, I didn't like that. That
was a Max Payne dive for sure.
Because it fucking started great, but then when she was just like walked over, I was like, what the hell? No. Yeah. But then so, mother and daughter, they go through a fight scene, and then the librarians are watching the footage because this little girl, she'll find a fucking TV. Like they should
watch the shit out of it.
Yeah, and she'll find the security footage on any of the TVs too. And so she's like, watching this bus full of guys pull up, and they're just like, no, and they're like, that's not fair. Not our fucking girls. Nope. Let's go thin the herd. Because Angela Bassett has the worst dialogue in the movie. I felt horrible for her character. I don't know. Like, seriously, everything they made her say was so cringy. Where I was like, why do the rest have fantastic dialogue? Like, Michelle Yeoh had amazing fucking dialogue to say. She didn't say a lot, but in comparison, it was fucking fantastic. The Madeline, oh my God, like, just stole the fucking scene when she was in it. Fucking Angela Bassett, she talks to her just like, why did you do that to her? Why did you make her say those lines? She couldn't save those lines with any degree of fucking just any sort of skill.
It goes back to the stiffness, just the no emotion, no delivery. It's just spoken word. You know what I mean?
Because when she's talking about the ghost thing, like she should have, like her lips should have been quivering. She should have just been like, fucking, you must be a ghost because I said I'd never fucking see you again.
Man, palm sweaty, moss-getty. I get it. Like, she should have totally been in that mindset.
Yeah, but it was just disappointing. But.
It's a pseudo finale here where all the women break off and kind of do their own choreographed fight scenes where it's almost like a children's library or something, but there's just weapons and stuff sprinkled throughout so they can just beat some asses. But it's all melee weapons. There's nothing, or melee weapons. There's nothing. There's no firearms anywhere, which I thought was kind of whatever. But so we kind of have these. Michelle Yeoh has a chain, and she kind of starts fucking people up. They kind of protect that scene. You don't really get to see it wide. Yeah, it's kind of a lot of cuts on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of protection in this finale for sure.
So, and here's the thing, Dustin. Bassett gets 2 hammers.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of action movies or any cinema, you cannot have one of your protagonists, one of your stars, one of your heroes that we're rooting for pick up hammers. Why? Because it's been done to Pantheon degrees of flawlessness. Yeah, I'm not even like Old Boy's hammer scene is just truly just cinematically beautiful to watch. It's literally it's a dance.
Yeah,
and you don't really know how do you up that until you watch the Raid 2 and you see Hammer Girl and you're like, Jesus Christ. I think hammers are for killing people, not whatever they're made for. Nails, you say? I've been shown otherwise.
Yeah, so those 2 scenes are like the opposite side of the same coin. There's no more room.
There's no more. We're good forever.
Unless you're just gonna straight fucking steal that shit and do it to the same level of perfection.
We got to the top of the mountain too quickly with those 2, and I think
they were right there in front of us the whole time, and then it just took those 2 to be like, nah, this is how you hammer. This is what MC was talking about.
I'm the fucking Hammer Brothers from Mario Brothers. You know what I mean? Those two are just flawless. So when she had the hammers, I was like, you know what? No matter what you do, I'll whatever. I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna get hyped. I can't get
Yeah,
hyped.
no, and you really can't. I mean, they protect her the most. Like her scene is the shortest of all that because
Yeah,
obviously her, like physical acting, like physical martial arts and stuff was the weakest,
yeah.
obviously. So
To choreograph those scenes, and yeah, they did what
yeah,
they could. It's fine. It's not offensive, but I cannot see that as a weapon without just my brain rushing to those, and it makes me want to go watch that movie. You know, so I'm like the Ray 2. You're literally, if not one of my all-time favorite films ever, let alone action movies. So like I was just like, oh man, I should watch Ray 2. That's all I thought. But
yeah, that thing is great. God, the fucking audio in that movie. Oh God,
it's incredible.
just
The sound
so
design.
fucking
Yeah.
yeah. I just remember I was just like, this is so fucking loud, but I don't want them to turn it down because I feel like it should be this loud.
Oh, it just makes your ball sack quiver. You're just like, ah. Yeah. You too, ladies. Your ovaries will just shake in pure excitement. I forget the other librarian name, the passive one. She pulls her hair down and she just has a
Madeline.
mounted. Yeah, Madeline has like a mounted chain gun on top of a van to shoot two dudes. And I was like, dude, whip that shit around and kill the 800 motherfuckers that are queuing up at the door and not just keep shooting these same two guys into fucking Swiss cheese.
It's like everyone heard the character, and I love this guy's name because he's just the nephew. Everyone heard the nephew say, like, hey, split this way, this way, this way, this way. And he goes through the center. And I'm like, okay, this whole thing is to protect that little girl from all this.
Right.
And you all just instantly failed miserably.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you funnel all the guys to one location, then be like,
why wouldn't you just lock that fucking door?
Yeah, tell Madeline, be like, hey, it's about that time. And then she comes up and just change them all down. I'd have been like, that would have been sicker. I would have been like, that's the move. That's the play. But you drag off one or two guys in these little fun rooms and beat them up. I was like, movie, what's happening here?
Yeah.
I didn't get that part. I mean, it was kind of cool that she put the headphones on. You got some fucking Joplin playing, and they love that violence to a unique soundtrack or music beds. It's fine. I like that too. The shell casings drizzling down on the girl. I was like, those are hot. But yeah, whatever. It's a cool visual. I dig it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just with these girls being so legit, or excuse me, these women being such perfect assassin killers, some of the decisions they were making, I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately that's just the script forcing.
Yeah, it's not.
The stupidity.
But it's hard though when you wite such solid characters and then they kind of just do some head scratching moments. I get it; it's for the sake of the movie, but
it's like characters suffer to the plot. Unfortunately, in this movie a lot. So,
but everyone has their epic showdown. They all reconvene. They find that Madeline's been taken out. The nephew got the best of her.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey.
That was an okay scene. Could have been a bit better. Like, she gets shot and she kind of just, like, plays it off. She's grabs her tomahawk and she's like, all right, let's go rock. And then he pulls out, spiked brass knuckles.
And they do the man dance.
Absolutely nothing. Like, I don't
Well,
even
that
think
could have been really cool
once.
if he was just countering with the brass knuckles, the blade, right? That's what I thought he was going to do. Yeah. And then almost like just kind of just be on the defensive with the blade, like kind of punch the hilt of the, you know what I mean? Like I thought he was just going to do some cool shit like that. And they really didn't show it. I was like, oh, maybe he's going to have those brass knuckles where the fucking switchblade comes out and just, fucking catch her slipping. And then they were like, nah, they didn't do that either. And I was like, all right, okay. And then they were just like, fight's over. She's snoozing. And I was like, oh, what are you guys going to do?
She kind of like bleeds out and gives up, And it's just like her body just gives up. And they're like, oh, shit. And yeah, there is some there's some romantic overtones between Florence, Michelle Yeoh's character, and Madeline.
Yeah,
they have this like silent goodbye type of thing. And that was what like 100% sealed it for me. I was like, oh, Madeline's dead. I was like, you're not doing this scene if she's living,
Yeah.
So, and then for whatever reason, the nephew takes the little girl though, which I thought was weird. I'm like, your whole goal is Sam, and you have built this gang as having an endless supply of guys. Send more guys.
So
why are you
I took that as a bargaining chip.
Know about the little girl,
Yeah, that was
they hadn't seen the little girl though. Like they didn't know about the little girl or have any knowledge, information, anything about her.
Yeah.
Like,
so
Why?
I assume he just like saw a kid and be like, this must have
Yeah.
value because it's a child. Maybe
And
I
they're
can get
trying
Sam to
to
show
protect.
up. It's just movie logic. So we just kind of that character had to be taken over here for these other characters to go over there.
Yeah.
So we're just like, all right, I guess. But we got to go bury Madeline first. We bury her. We give her the tomahawk burial. Sam cuts the promo on the.
Really, really close to the shore and very much on the topsoil.
Oh,
Like that
the
body
tide
is
will get her
showing.
about the tide
Oh
will
no,
get
that
that
body's
body.
showing up with a heavy breeze in like a week, man. People are like, "What the fuck? There's a body buried over here."
Yeah.
Summer camp is over. There's a fucking dead librarian.
Paul, the
All right.
dogs got into something. I think it might be a body.
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, poor Madeline." They really put in minimal effort on their backs. They were
Might as
just
well
like,
just
I'm just not good at this.
You might as well just threw a fucking tire iron in her pants and threw it in the water and
I
stick her
mean,
to
damn near, you know? So, yeah, that was a horrible grave. I saw that shit. I was like, what the fuck? Come on, ladies. Like, let's start over. Okay, just let's start over. Not so
dig that
close to the shoreline
dig that
and
back up,
deep.
guys.
I was like, that's
The,
getting found
the
by the
fishes are
police.
gonna get her. That's how shallow that is.
Yeah, seriously. There's a fucking coyote in the corner that watched you do all that, and he's coming back tonight, and it's gonna be a free meal. So, Sam gets a call on the panda phone, which I was like, how do they have the panda phone's number?
Can we charge that panda phone? What's the battery life on that? It must have been a Nokia.
Amazing, because I mean, first of all, that panda phone, yeah, I wanted it because I was like, it looks like the funnest phone to have.
You can't change that ringer fast enough though.
No, you can't. Well, no, it's built in. It's only got one. It
Ugh,
wasn't a smartphone. It was a just big phone. So it
like
was
a
like a
jitterbug?
jitterbug. Yeah, it was a jitterbug with a panda case on it.
Oh,
So,
that's fair.
um, I just didn't know how they had that number because
Just
only
dialed
the
1-800
Monster
panda
Squad
phone.
had that number. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but so she gets a call on the panda phone,
Yeah,
and
Monster Mash had that phone number.
yeah, only the Monster Mash, but they all got killed, and they weren't involved with any of these two other organizations, as far as we know, because they're stealing from one of them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and it's the nephew, and he does. I like his character, because he came off kind of like scummy but stupid, but then also like waiting in the wings to
I
like
could
make
use
his mark.
I could have
You
used a
know?
touch more scummy, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't think he. I don't
Just a
think.
touch.
Unfortunately, I don't think the movie gave him enough
He
room
was
to
a
be
victim
scummy.
of the movie's overall
Yeah,
problem by not going just a little
pacing and
bit
editing,
more.
and
Just a little bit more.
so he calls, and she's just like, let the girl free, and I'll go to the diner. He's just like, my uncle would like to inform you that you have a deal, and just very like down to business. Like, we know where this is going. We don't give a fuck. And then once again, Sam is like, I'm gonna go get that little girl. This is my fault. I'm gonna leave you guys here. And then she's like, what's the plan, Mom? And Mom's like, I don't have a plan. And I was like, what? Why? A, come up with your own fucking plan. B, why are they pretending not to go with you? Why?
Well, Sam said we, and they're not going to. You literally, these women are top assassins, top killers. They're going to go with you, I assume. And
it was like later on, they're like, it was time to pick a side. I was like, didn't you already do that when you threw down in the library? That was you picking a side.
Yeah, that side was picked.
You think the news was going to get out? Librarians picked a side, their own. And like, okay. So yeah, so Sam just walks through the forest towards no vehicle.
Dustin, it's very reminiscent of The Man with the Iron Fist, where he was the blacksmith for both warring sides. That's the librarians.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I mean, they just supply guns to all the gangs. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you like the idea of that, everyone, you can check out previous episodes of this podcast where we cover that movie.
No, we covered the sequel. The Man with the Iron Fist 2.
They made a sequel to that?
Yeah, we watched it. It was a completely different movie, and Riz is in it for like 20 minutes.
So. Outstanding. So you can check out that and a lot of other episodes on this feed.
Like, thanks. We Already
Not
listed.
interested, dude. Barely interested in this. Thank you for
Yeah.
ruining it.
But
You want to talk about
Sam
comics
goes to
some
the
more and
diner.
bang?
Like, yeah, we do, actually. Sam goes to the diner. She picks the diner because they can't have guns. Because, I'm a giant gang. Why would I sneak a gun in? And yet, the first thing the
But
first
knives
thing
are
I
okay.
noticed was, yeah, knives and everything. Okay, but I
Machetes.
noticed a book from the library. I was like, well, one of them's got a gun. That's for damn sure. One of them's got a
Hmm.
gun. The aforementioned promo by Jim McAllister is cut. It's fantastic. He's like, I always thought of myself as a feminist. When I had my first girl, I painted half the house pink. And then he's like, by my fourth girl, there are girls always whispering, always secrets in the dark corners. And it was just like, oh man, this is good. And he's like, but
It's
then I had my
great, dude.
son, and
Yeah.
we fucking understood each other,
Well, that was
you
the
know?
best thing. When he had the girls, he felt alone because he didn't understand. And then when he
Yeah.
had his son, there was that companionship. There was that bro Cephas moment, a
Yeah.
bro Chacho.
Yeah. Which, it's like,
His words, not mine.
yeah. And this is just his, we're not saying like he's right as a parent or any shit like that. That's his character. And
But
you
it makes sense.
understand the
It's
man and
relatable.
the character. Yeah.
You want to relate to your
Instantly.
son. You want to be, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? You want to.
because then when Scarlett shows up and Sam's there, it's like you understand this mother and daughter. Like I really felt like that helped you understand the mother and daughter because of his speech about his son. Because then you got to see, yeah, the fucking Sam understands her mom. That's why there was no hard feelings towards her mom for being gone for 15 years. She was just pissed at her, but they understood each other. The mom was
Mm.
watching her career the whole time because she loved her, and even though she couldn't see her, she still was like by her,
Yeah, man, it's a
nearby.
movie about don't abandon your children. Don't.
Don't abandon your children, or just go ahead and raise them as assassins if they're orphans.
I mean, I guess you can. It's whatever.
Yeah. So then, mom and the librarians, they are allowed guns at the diner, and I guess Rose either was in on it with some guns or didn't give a fuck that day. She was just like, I'm fucking clocking out for my break. So they got the guns, and Scarlett's got it all up in fucking McAllister's face, and Sam, again in one of the weirdest events, just goes and picks up Emily and leaves the diner, and we watch this entire scene.
It's
And
cool.
I wanted the nephew. The nephew kind of stands up and gives a little attitude, and I wanted a little like more from him right there, like you
They
said.
did it. He follows the trend of the movie.
Yeah, just a little bit more, please. And then just leaves, and like doesn't just like put her somewhere safe and then come back to help or anything. They just go wait in the car.
That was the plan.
I was like, what the fuck? And then I didn't really think this scene was all that tremendous or anything. Michelle Yeoh takes a knife to the eye. They shoot everyone. They take
I liked it. It's a
little to no damage.
so. Here's
There
the
was a
thing.
weird choreography. Like there's Michelle Yeoh spins around the whole room, and at times I was like, do the rest of them know what's happening? Because she's selling the hell out of this, and they are not helping.
So I like this shot. It's a tracking shot that kind of takes you to the entrance of the diner all the way to the last booth, and it's all kind of done behind the counter.
Yeah.
And you get to see everyone. It's almost like a quick time event in a video game. You see everyone kind of just jumping into position, and the girls are shooting. Michelle Yeoh's almost trying to guide or kind of flow with the tracking shot. But they
Yeah.
leave her behind a little bit.
But
just
they
so
leave
you
her
can-
behind for the last shot of the
Yeah,
last scene.
because she falls off to the left a little bit, but they catch up. It's just so you can see the other girls kind of doing their thing, and they're just kind of just wasting all the dudes as they jump out of booths. I liked it. I thought it was pretty fun. They try to do a little cool thing where we just got to get that milkshake in there one more time, and it gets spiked through a dude's head, and it has a nice controlled chaos. I like that it wasn't overly choreographed and perfect feeling. I liked it was just kind of just like a bunch of It was the most energy I thought the movie kind of had, but they slow it down so you can really kind of digest it. It was literally my favorite thing in the whole movie, other than a couple of the chuckly lines that. But it was cool. It was fun. One guy jumps out, she shoots him right through the fucking stomach, and I was like,
Well, that's
hey,
the nephew. That's the nephew that killed Madeline. So
yeah, and
Michelle Yeoh, they give her the kill. She shoots through him. I like that. I thought he was gonna get away and we're gonna go outside with it, but no, she's just like, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" Boom,
yeah,
boom,
movie's
boom.
over. We're running out of time
Yeah.
here. Um, it could have been better. Oh yeah, but for what the movie did, it's the very first time they did something like that. So I was
Yeah,
proud of them
I
for
didn't
not
hate it, but
going
it
over the
was
top, you know?
yeah, it was well timed. I will say that it wasn't too long, wasn't too short.
Yeah, it
So
was. I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable.
and so then the ladies are just they're at the cabin. Everyone's sleeping. Sam is struggling. She's worried that Emily's going to wake up and kill her for killing her father, which he's already told her about, and decides to talk to her and tell her why basically she was in the situation to kill her dad. Because Emily is raging against the machine, not
Mm,
the finger that pulled the trigger. She wants to know why that finger was sent to kill her dad, you know?
right, right.
So, and that's when she breaks down the firm and she's like, but they're not going to get away with it, right? And she's like, no, they're not.
Like, have you
And then
seen
boom,
Atlas? She's like, yeah. He's like, have you seen The Professional? She's like, yeah. Okay,
all right,
just checking.
we're going to do some of that shit real quick.
And they just stare at the camera. Just
Yeah.
checking.
And then they go to Paul Giamatti's house and he's got some thugs. He's dressed like a Broncos fan for some reason. He's
Dude,
just like orange and blue for
God's a
life.
Broncos fan. Why do you think sunsets are orange? Blah, 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 blah.
Thank you, bumper sticker. And Detroit sucks. But yeah, so he gets a gun. He's just like, "Hey, you're a Girl Scout, huh? Where are the cookies?" And she's just holding just one of the comedically large books.
Little Women original
Yeah,
pressing. This is
yeah.
original.
It's a first print, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really selling. It's worth a lot.
I hated this so much.
Yeah, this is so unnecessary. This is completely unnecessary.
I didn't like the reveal of like I didn't like Sam and Emily's talk on the bench of the dad and the way the world worked. The movie's over.
Well, it
them to
was
try
revealing
to
who she was narrating to in the beginning, and you're just like, I
right.
didn't need that. I don't fucking.
Yeah.
That's not the point of a narration. You don't need to tell me who they're narrating to. It's
Yeah,
a
they try to
narration. We
bookend
just
it, and
accept it. We just accept it.
I think the way they explained it, it was too casual. There wasn't enough emotion in there,
Yeah,
like many scenes in the movie. There wasn't enough of just kind of that whole, let me release this from Sam. Let take this burden off. Let her explain it. Like, you don't even have to forgive me, but I have to get it out. This is me stepping away from my past. You know what I mean? And me owning my actions. All these great character moments that Sam could have. And it's just kind of like, hey man, sometimes people get aired out and that's how the streets be. And I was like, what? And she's like, well, who's responsible for these set streets? She's like, Whitey. And I was like, all right, what?
she's like, Whitey will pay.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, what? It just felt like the movie was like, oh, we got to really put that in there. And I was like, do you? Like, that should kind of be a thing between them. Even if you do more of these, you can always have that thing. But I was like, is Sam just going to wrestle with that? She's killed millions of people, I assume.
Yeah, it seemed very like
And now she's a killer with a conscience.
Well, it
And,
seemed like Kill Bill. Here's my little tweak on that scene.
oh, yeah, dude. Numb. Oh, yeah. I totally, with the numb feet, she's trying to get her little toe to move and her arms. Oh,
Oh
you
no,
got
yeah,
it.
100%. And fucking again, Angela Bassett and like the
Oh,
daughter.
Tarantino loves feet. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I did.
This guy loves limp arms. Did you know that?
I do now.
There it is. That's
But
something
yeah,
I
so then
completely made up.
we bring the panda phone back for a fourth time, breaking the rule of three, and it is not successful. She puts it on speaker. Sam's on the phone. Oh, it's been revealed that there's a red dot on his chest. He never once even tries to use the gun in his pocket.
Was he supposed to smoke a little kid? He should have grabbed her by the fucking. I'll blow her fucking cookie
I'm blowing
salad
that
off.
clean off, motherfuckers. Think I care about a kid? I mean, I raised you. Look how that turned out. Piss poor.
They found him real easy. Like, the security let some kid on there. It's like,
Yeah.
doesn't he have like?
And
She's
she's
gonna
just like,
jackal him from across the map.
she's like, you see the fucking, I'm gonna Bruce Willis jackal you, not the original,
Boo!
where you
More like
power
boo,
wash
Willis.
that
Am I right,
man.
everyone?
And she's just like, we know where you all live. Like, fucking give the order to fuck off and leave us alone. And
So
he's just
dumb.
like,
Didn't get that
okay.
at all.
Yeah. I was just like, not believable. But I did see the bunch of people. I was like, no, those guys are pulling. Like, that was the thing that bothered me about The Firm. They were legit just a bunch of old white guys.
Yeah, there was a
I
black dude in
didn't,
there.
I didn't feel, well, whatever, for the
It was
most
just,
part.
yeah,
But
one
they were
percenters, right?
all old dudes. Okay. I didn't think any of them had pulled a trigger on anything ever. So I was like, these are the fucking hard motherfuckers run the world? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not from the shadows. They're not ruthless enough. Yeah, and then they just show them in the fucking VW van.
Dude, now it's Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants all of a sudden.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh's got an eye patch. So mom and
She
daughter
starts
and
whistling.
adopted granddaughter. They hit the
Yeah.
tunes and hit the road, man. That's it.
Yeah, dude.
Overall, though, Kevin, I like this movie. I had fun. I just had fun watching it. Visually, yeah. And like I told you before we even started recording this, I was like, it's a fun movie with a lot of problems. It's like you said, you nailed it perfectly. It just needed to do a little bit more in a lot of places, and then this could have just been a fucking one of the best movies, one of the best action thriller drama movies, made in the last decade. Like,
Wow,
it comes
that's
damn
a lot
close.
of praise.
I think, it's far from it though, because of all the work it needs on a lot of the things, but it's just like the cast is phenomenal. Even like the 2-bit players are great. Like the boneheads, like only one of them talks, but the other two just as memorable.
Yeah, they have a
Just as
couple of
memorable.
lines. Yeah, they do. I see what you're saying, man. I agree. Did you know it was known as Bloody Milkshake in France? Way better title. Might be confusing. People might think it's a horror movie. I get it, but
Yeah. But also, like, the one thing that did bother me is when they show action and they cut back to the sign that said Gunpowder Milkshake. And I was like, no, we already did the sign gimmick. You did that for the credits. You don't get to go
Get it
back
once.
to it. That's
Get it
annoying.
once.
Yeah. I was like, you don't go back to that.
So
Bloody
I totally
Milkshake?
agree. I think you're
They should
right.
move.
So it's a movie with characters in it. The one struggling thing I always found is I never feel like they get to be those characters. I just feel like they're stifled, and there's glimpses of them breaking through. I agree. I think the movie's fun. I know I seem like I probably picked on it a lot, but it's just because of my desire for it to be more, because I did enjoy it. But that's what made me, want to push for these little glimpses of being really, really great. I do feel like the movie is, if it would have came out maybe like 8-10 years ago, I think this style of action movie was really hot then. But is it like just another Smoking Aces? Does it get caught up in that thing and totally forgotten? I think at least now on Netflix, it will have good audience. So
Yeah. It's actually one of the biggest movie releases last week. Like, surprisingly, like when you compared it to other streaming or just like movie releases in the theater, like they were saying like the numbers for it were like like bigger than actual box office ones that were doing quite well, like bigger than Space Jam basically. So, and that was the number one movie in the box office. Or I should say Space Jam 2. Sorry.
There you go. Yeah,
It was just like, this is not my Space Jam. I'm like, listen, Space Jam sucks, and we're never going to cover it, okay? I don't like the original. I don't fucking give a fuck about the sequel.
So I think it's worth a watch, most definitely. I think it's going to do well on Netflix. Like I said, it's fun. Check it out. It's movie it, movie the hell out of it.
Movie the fuck out of this shit.
Yeah.
Get a milkshake, kick your feet up. Gunpowder's optional. Or blood.
Yeah.
Well, you can find us on social media at Let's Movie, because that's what we did. We movied. And you can also send in some movie suggestions either through social media or our email of Let's Movie at outlook.com. If you enjoy YouTube, you can listen to this a week later. Otherwise, you should go to your favorite podcast provider, the Spotifys, the Apples, the Cast Boxes, the Buzzsprout, where we host this, and you can listen to it there for freezies, because who the fuck pays for podcasts? Otherwise, thank you for listening. We will return with more movies. Kevin, take us away.
Bonehead, boneheads.